Charlie's Garden, Charlie's Garden. Welcome to Charlie's Garden, it's Charlie's Garden, Charlie's Garden. Welcome to Charlie's Garden. Yeah!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Gardening with Charlie. I am Charlie, and I am a little bit overwhelmed, y'all. Well, I've gotten all of my, well, not all of, because I started more seedlings, but I have gotten most of my seedlings upstairs to their first stage of hardening off. What I do is I bring my seedlings up to my family room where they get plenty of sun. And you can see here, they get to sit and bask in the sun for a little bit without getting all of the full blast of the UV rays. Because, yeah, I like for them to get a little bit of sunlight here. So they'll be out here or in here for another week or so before I take them outside, and I'll put them in a little grow tent or a large grow tent with shade cloth is the right term, shade cloth over them, where they'll get more exposure, and then after a week or so in there, I will then give them full sun exposure and hopefully be ready to get them into the ground. I want to try and get them in the ground a little early this year, hopefully by the first week of May instead of waiting until May 12th. So end of April, first week of May, I want to get all of these babies into the ground. But yeah, here we are. Peppers, tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes, some onions down there, a lot of flowers, callias, basil, more callias, marigolds. These are petunias. I have some black-eyed Susans, which is the state flower for Maryland. So that would be a native plant. Borage, more callias, more marigolds, and more marigolds. And these are, what do I have right here? Basil, more basil. I have my eggplants that are looking wonderful until they go outside and the beetles eat them. But hopefully I can remedy that this year with some companion plants. I have some fennel there and more basil. So a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff almost ready to go outside. And I have here, look, I started a few more tomatoes, and these tomatoes here will be donated to the elementary school that my OES chapter supports. So we're going to help them start their own little mini garden this year. We did so last year with grow bags, but this year we're going to actually donate a raised bed to them and let them grow some tomatoes and some cucumbers, radishes, things like that. So that's an exciting project I have going on this day or this year. Now, so although I didn't record a lot, I did get quite a bit done. I have emptied this one green stalk, except for the onions at the top. But this green stalk is pretty much empty now. I had to pull all the vegetables out of here, all of the kale out of here because they were bolting. So that one got cleaned up. So I'm just going to do a quick mini tour. That soil is going to get dumped right there. And we're going to use that soil probably in the potato bags. I'm going to amend that soil and put it in the potato bags when I plant those in quite a few minutes. We have our lemon balm here. I realized that I've had some catnip growing in there, and I pulled the catnip, and now it's just lemon basil in this pot. So this bed is empty except for these little weeds over there. My cabbage has gone to seed in this pot, so I'm going to pull that later today. My peonies, which haven't been moved to the front yard yet, are getting ready to bloom. Look at the little buds there. They're doing good. So that's going to go to the front yard today. I pulled my parsley out of its original home And this green stalk right here was moved from outside. I planted some more seeds in for those things that didn't survive the move. So they haven't really started sprouting yet, but this green stalk is planted out. And this is yarrow, which I moved from its previous home. And this green stalk right here also is planted out. And we do have a few blooms starting, and a few plants starting to germinate in there. So it's looking pretty good. We have our sage that came back from last year. There's some mint in there that came back from last year. Over here, we have some pansies that I planted out a few weeks ago, and they're doing good. So that's what's going on out on the patio garden. Let's head into the main garden here, and I can show you what's going on in here. So first of all of my kohlrabi has bolted, but I understand the greens are edible, so I'm going to pull these. Probably not today because I'm working with the other greens, and I'm trying not to pull more things than I can work on at one time. That's an echinacea over there in the corner that came back from last year. I have my onions, some carrots. These were all planted in the fall. Garlic, all of these onions. So this bed right here is going to be moved, or replaced actually. So I'm going to take all of those onions out. Prayerfully they survive. There's a couple of garlics in here too, but prayerfully they survive the move. And I'm going to transplant them over into my Vigo bed over there. This bed I have now emptied. This is where the parsley and yarrow came from. There's still a few sprouts of yarrow that are hanging on in there, but this is going to be dug up and removed. And I'm also going to take the few onions out of this bed and transplant them and move this bed will be replaced. This bed right here has some onions in it and some leeks, but I think I'm gonna leave these in here even though this bed will shift. This bed, the update on the peas that I planted, so they're doing good. They're coming up really, really good. See the peas there. This is the calendula that I planted out some weeks ago, and they're surviving very well. This is a chard that I planted in, and more peas around the base of this trellis, which are doing good. So this bed is doing good. Also have some carrots over here. So it seemed like everything, well, except for that turnip green right there. That's not a turnip green, that's a mustard green. It's still alive and not bolting, so that's great. But pretty much everything else started bolting. I was so happy they survived the frost, but then they immediately just started going to seed. So all of these have to be pulled. The onions are fine here. The snapdragons, some of them lived, some of them didn't, but the couple that lived are doing okay. And in there, you can see everything has gone to seed. So I'm going to pull all of that and everything in here. Now what I'm going to do with this plastic that you see laying around is I'm going to affix it to the structure of these cages, of these tomato cages, and I'm going to hopefully have like a greenhouse effect in here. And I think this will be good even for the tomatoes and things that I put in here to leave in here full time, and anything that I want to try and start early. I think that'll be good for them. We have some broccoli and cauliflower over here, which would probably be doing better if I hadn't removed the watering irrigation system. But I'm going to put a new irrigation system in here hopefully today. And this is where I'm also going to move those onions to. And I've decided here I'm going to remove that mess of irrigation system over there, but I'm going to put some grow bags over there. It's shady now, but it does get sun later on in the year. So there'll be grow bags there and out to here. So let's go to the exterior garden. Now, I have moved, well, this is a new green stalk that I put out here. There's nothing planted in this green stalk yet. However, there will be later on today. I'm going to put some turnips and some turnip, 7-top. Hopefully I have some 7-top seeds. And I'm going to plant this out with turnips and turnip greens. Just for those of you who don't know, 7-top is basically turnip greens that don't have a turnip bulb on the end. So I like to have a lot of turnip greens, and I want some turnip bulbs to go with them. So that's going to be why I plant that there. This is just my little burn thing that I put here and have not put back to where it belongs, but it may stay there because I moved the bags that were there for the potatoes and put them into a sunnier location. My asparagus is coming up, and I haven't been messing with this bed too much. One, because there was a litter of rabbits born in this bed, but I'm going to go ahead and amend this because I think they're gone now. I did see one of them yesterday outside of the bed. This bed right here, y'all, weeds galore. So I need to pull all of these weeds. These bags have to be amended, and all of my trellising vegetables here. So I'm going to put some candy roaster squash on here to grow, some rampicante squash out here, and a couple other squashes, vining squashes I was going to put out here. And in the bags I was going to do mini like cantaloupe and honeydew melons. I'm going to try that over here. And this is where I have moved my potato bags to. So these potatoes are going to get planted out today. Hopefully I'll be able to record it. Excuse my shadow. But hopefully I'll be able to record that once I get those out. And the orchard that still requires a lot of work. I may show pictures of my tragedy as my green stalk fell over. It wasn't the green stalk's fault. It was totally mine because I took it apart from where it had been withstanding all the winds and everything and decided to move it, and I did not level it off, so the wind just knocked it over. So I am going to finish getting this planted out and leveled off, planted out, stacked back up. My grapes have started blooming, looking good on the trellis here. So I'm happy about that. I don't know what's going on right here with this raspberry stick, but I know I'm not going to buy that type of any type of bushes like that from big box stores anymore. I saw it, I bought it, and then it still looks like it's just a stick, no growth, no nothing. So I'm not going to do that again. This is a strawberry tower, which I took down after the other one fell because this one also wasn't leveled. I was afraid it was going to fall over. So I went ahead and just took it apart, but it has strawberries already planted out in there. So this needs to be leveled off and restacked. And going into the orchard, my apple tree is looking good. My blueberry bushes, blackberry. My peach tree is looking wonderful. However, I am being so stubborn about not cutting off the second peach tree that's right here. I have to do something with it. I should have done it a long time ago. And this apple tree, although slower than the other, is now starting to catch its wind. And then we have more blueberry bushes over here, and my new raspberry bush, which is doing wonderfully. So that's my garden tour for today. Oh, I forgot. Well, of course, there's nothing going on in the pepper bed. These bags all need to be amended And the bags that I told you I was putting in the main garden are also for peppers. So that's what's going on here. They just need to be amended, and they're waiting for their new host. Excuse me. So that leads us back to the patio bed, the patio garden, which is a hot mess because I got a ton of mess all over here. But I will clean this up and get things going. So excited for the spring things that are getting done. That I'm getting the garden in shape to get some fresh vegetables and everything. And hopefully in our next video, I will have updates for you from the girls in their gardens and how they're coming along. I know that Melissa has some issues. Melanie also had a few issues that she had to start over, but who doesn't? We all get issues with our garden. I had to start over a few things that I lost, a few seedlings that I lost myself. So thanks again, you guys, for the walkthrough with me. I'll probably show some stills from when I made changes and whatnot. And yeah, it's been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful getting outside again. I'm so excited to get everything going. Happy spring, everybody.